And hearing you say, are you used to hearing you say like your wife is the vice president? Like that is amazing. Like to be, and now she is a nominee for president. Like, what is that like?
It's still very surreal. And here I was a lawyer here in Hollywood for many years, and I went on a blind date with somebody.
A blind date.
Here I am 11, 12 years later as the first, second gentleman, maybe
the first, second gentleman.
And so it's quite surreal, but in moments it's still, there's like normalcy in all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, like last night, we're both traveling, and I got home, I was working, I just got in from a trip, and in the fridge was a carton of chicken noodle soup and a little note saying, I love you, this is for you. So even amongst all this that's happening, she's still thinking of me as her husband, and thinking of the kids and her family. So while everything's changed, that's how she's always been.
Right.
Being there for us.
She's still the same.
Still the same. But I will say, I'm just so proud of the way she stepped up. When President Biden decided not to continue on his campaign, I mean, we needed a leader. We needed somebody to step up, and she did. I'm just so proud of her.
Yes.
Every moment. She's just like exceeding these really high expectations each and every time, and she keeps doing it. So I'm just so proud of her.
So tell me this, because that's a huge whirlwind. I thought my life was a whirlwind, but you got me beat, honey. Let me say this. So when you're on the road, what do you miss most about LA?
Well, it's our home, so there's so much about it. Just even, driving on the lot here, being an entertainment lawyer, kind of my old life. And but I still, when I'm here, I try to replicate some of the things that we have. So whether it's seeing Cole, our son, which I got to see him for breakfast this morning.
Nice.
I love to do the Santa Monica stairs, and there's a little coffee place that I go to near the beach. So there's things that I try to replicate, but doing it with everything that's going on right now, it makes it a little difficult. So
makes it a little difficult. Can you imagine? You're the second gentleman. That is amazing. Like,
well, it's funny you say that, Jennifer. Sometimes, we'll just be together, and I'll lean over and say, "You're the vice president," and he'll say, "You're the second gentleman," and now you're everywhere.
Yes.
And you're running for president. So
because it does take a moment to
surrealness to it.
Take it all in. So what has the last 4 years been like for you?
So stepping away from the career that I loved, I'd say it was difficult, but Kamala really pushed me to take on this role as second gentleman. So whether it was fighting for being the first man in this role, so fight for gender equity as the first guy in this role.
Yes.
First Jewish person.
What we need.
First Jewish person ever in this role. And so fighting this uptick in anti-Semitism. I'm a lawyer. Access to the legal system and pro bono legal services. So I've really found my way, and she's really helped push me to do more and more. And I get to teach law school as well at Georgetown University.
You're busy, and y'all a power team, a power couple. It has a new ring to it.
Yeah.
Now, I got to get into your speech at the DNC. It was groundbreaking, first of all. I want to know, were you nervous, and did you expect it to have the impact that it had?
So they don't tell you much going into it. So at first, I wasn't sure when I was going to speak. And then they told me, you're going to speak Tuesday night with this couple called the Obamas. I said, Michelle and Barack, yes, and prime time. And so I realized I need to, dig deep, step it up. And what do I know about her that no one else knows? So kind of a little bit about myself, a little bit about her. I said this joyful warrior. So I did the joyful part, mamla to the kids. She's there for our family. She's going to be there for your family. But then it was that warrior part. She's going to be ready to lead. She's going to be. She's already a world leader. She'll be ready to be president on day one and ready to do the job. But I got to say, you have performed in front of 20,000 people, I'm sure. And so again, I'm not I'm not Jennifer Hudson. So walking up on that stage,
Oh, goodness.
and all of a sudden you realize, oh, wait, there's 20,000 people out there and millions watching on TV. So I just took a deep breath and, okay, I need to do this for her.
Yes.
I'm doing this for
That's
her.
beautiful. You
to
spoke
help
from the
her.
heart. It was real. It was genuine, human.
Yeah.
All the relatable things, all the things that we
And our
need.
family was there. My parents were there,
Yes.
and the whole big, beautiful blended family watching. So I knew I was going to be okay.
Yes, you were more than okay, for sure. And I'm sure thinking of your beautiful wife, like, what is your favorite thing about your wife?
How much time do we have?
Oh, okay.
Now, the
If you could pick
fact
one thing.
that she's still able to be my wife in the midst of all this, like I said, where she leave the soup, and the other day we were both in D.C., and we don't really get to see each other that much. So she came into my office, I heard all this shuffling around, she came in, just gave me this biggest hug, said, I love you, and I said, I love you, and then, okay, back on the road. So the fact that she still is present in our relationship, and still present for the kids and her nieces and all that, it's really remarkable.
Love that.
Really, that's the best thing.
So your wife told us your family wants her to come out with a cookbook. What recipe would have to be in there for you?
This is so hard because she makes so many great things, but I think it's her roast chicken. Is even though it's like she will put that thing in the fridge overnight. She's got all kinds of herbs and spices and everything in it, and just takes the time to baste it while it's cooking. So
That
I would
sounds so
say
good.
it's so good.
Oh my goodness.
Crisp on the outside, tender on the inside.
Crisp on the outside, tender on the inside. I gotta know this. What's the sides that come along with it? Like, we get mashed potatoes or some?
She will do some like a brown rice and some kind of veggie, but she mixes it up.
Okay.
She always surprises us.
That sounds so good.
Cornbread.
Cornbread?
Makes her own cornbread.
Come on, Kamala, that sounds amazing. Is it true you were voted most athletic at summer camp?
Obviously.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
Yeah?
It's true, yeah.
All
I played a lot
right.
of sports growing up.
Okay, you were in this, do you play any basketball, anything? You like football? Do you like basketball?
Love football. I love to watch everything.
Okay.
Was much better baseball player, tennis
I like
player,
baseball, too.
golf, all that kind of stuff.
Golf? Okay, I like that too. Okay, your son just got married. What's the best marriage advice that you have for your son?
I've already told him.
Uh-oh.
Listen more than you talk.
He put his serious face on. He said,
It
listen.
served me very well. Just listen. Just listen.
Okay, just listen.
And he thanks me every time I see him.
Oh, uh-oh. His whole voice changed with that one right there. Okay. Oh, do you believe in love at first sight?
Yeah, it happened to me.
It happened.
That's why I'm sitting here.
Okay.
That's why I'm sitting
You said
here.
It was life-changing.
That
love
blind
at first-
date, I picked her up, and it was like, we were already talking about the future halfway through the date. And
Wow.
right after the first date, I sent her an email basically saying, here are my availabilities for the next several months.
Look at you. Okay. This is a good one. If your two favorite football teams are playing in the Super Bowl, who are you rooting for? New York Giants or LA Rams?
So it's a trick question. They're both in the NFC. So I think if they go in the championship game, I would have to boyhood team Giants over my adopted team Rams. So I'd have to go with born in Brooklyn and grew up in Jersey, so that runs pretty deep. So, Giants over Rams, but then Rams over everyone else.
There you go. He said it. Now, Doug, this is one of mine. I know my answer to this question because I prefer text. I don't know if I want you to don't just FaceTime me, y'all, okay? But I'm curious to know, do you prefer a text, a phone call, or a FaceTime?
See, I'm more old school because I grew up in the pre-text era, so I like the FaceTime is the best. I want to see
Really?
people.
Okay.
I want to take the time because you don't get the full, idea what's going on with text. And so, the kids will text and it's so like one word or an emoji, and I just pick up the phone or I FaceTime and I hear the, but you know what? Then 10 or 15 minutes later, I'm like, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Okay.
Get to connect.
I like that for you. Well,
And right now, I don't get to see Kamala too much.
Okay.
So FaceTime is the best way for us to, kind of
Connect.
stay connected,
I'm not mad at that.